What's good, y'all? Welcome back. And I said, welcome back to yet another video, y'all. How y'all doing today? What's good with y'all? How are y'all doing? So, let's kind of get into it, shall we? Corey Heim is, I think, NASCAR's biggest prospect right now next to Connor Zillage. Those two, I would say, are neck and neck right now, which is actually insane because Corey Heim has been in NASCAR in the top 30 series longer than Connor Zillage has. So it's kind of like, dang, like Corey is already potentially being surpassed as the next best prospect in NASCAR at the moment, you know? But nah, Corey Heim, look, all jokes aside, I think Corey Heim easily is a top prospect, the biggest star right now in the lower series right now, next to Connor Zillage, of course. I think that Corey Heim does not need to be in the truck series anymore. Like, we all know this, right? We all know for a fact that Corey Heim is just he's amazing. He showcases perfection in a lot of these races. If it wasn't for bad luck, he probably would win. I don't know. He won like what, 6 races this year? He probably would have at least like 9 wins this year if it wasn't for mechanical issues, dirty driving, bad luck, you name it. Corey Heim is one of those guys that you really have, something has to happen to him for him to have a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Something really, which is common sense, right? It's sports, it's NASCAR, it is what it is. But I feel like that Corey Heim could easily have maybe double-digit wins by the end of the season if everything goes his way. You know what I'm saying? If everything really goes his way and no BS happens, I could easily see Corey Heim winning 10 races this year. He be stinking up these shows bad. He really do. Let me tell you something. He be dominating these races. He just, man, I don't know. He just does what he does. You know, he's the best one at it so far. Lane Riggs has had great battles with him from time to time. He's defeated him before. He also has other challengers like Christian Eckes not Christian Eckes, Chandler Smith. He had Christian Eckes last year though, which is actually a great battle between those two as well. But Chandler Smith this year, and you know, the guys that I named are very talented, but Corey Heim seems to always be on top for the most part, you know, except for times where they win as well, which they do. But yeah, I think that's a great assessment of Corey Heim. Corey Heim is the best driver in the truck series at the moment, and I don't really see him losing a lot. Like, I don't see that happening unless something happens. So he's in his 3rd year of trucks, and apparently he might not be returning to the truck series next year. He might be going to the Xfinity series or the Cup series and leaving Tricon for good. Whew, man, I don't know where he will go. Right, that's my question, is where he would go if he's actually leaving. It's a rumor, but where will he go, right? Because for some reason, he can't go to Joe Gibbs Racing. He can't go to Joe Gibbs Racing. Apparently, him and Ty Gibbs have gotten into it, like, I think 2020, was it 2020? In the ARCA series, you know, they had like a little beef down there. Not that deep, by the way. It shouldn't be that deep. But apparently that's the reason why Joe Gibbs is not putting Corey Heim in one of his cars. Do I understand that? Absolutely not. I don't get why that would be the case. I don't want to believe that. I'm being honest, I don't want to believe that, because do y'all understand how petty that is? Do y'all get how petty that is to not allow a big prospect to come into one of your cars to win races and potential championships, all because of some beef he had with your grandson, in like a competitive beef that they had in like the lower series when they were both teenagers? I don't get that at all. I don't understand that. Actually, I don't get that. If Joe Gibbs is actually withholding Corey Heim from a top ride for that reason alone, I don't see why anybody would respect Joe Gibbs Racing as an organization if that is the case. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, Joe Gibbs Racing, I've always had my disagreements with stuff that they've done over the years and drivers they employed. Like, I'm gonna give it a buck. I didn't like some of the drivers for a while on that specific team. I'm gonna be honest. I can be real, but I also didn't like certain things that they would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I didn't like how when Mark Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch, they got into it at the Brickyard in 2017, right? They had like they had a wreck, unfortunately. One of them was going to win most definitely, but I think Truex got loose and got up into Kyle Busch. And then the pit crew members kind of got into it between those two drivers. And what did Joe Gibbs Racing do? They just suspended or penalized, what's it called? Truex's pit crew members for defending themselves, basically, because Kyle Busch's crew chief at the time was spewing off at the mouth at MTJ's pit crew. So, and guess who pit crew got penalized? Martin Truex Jr.'s. I didn't like that. I definitely didn't like that. So, so basically, I feel like Joe Gibbs Racing, you know, if that is the case, that is one of the most pettiest organizations I've ever seen in the sport. If they are actually withholding Corey Heim. So, damn, 6 minutes in. I haven't even mentioned a single team that he might go to next year. So I'm already ruling out Joe Gibbs Racing. I don't see that happening in Xfinity or Cup. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening anytime soon. So we could put in maybe like Cup, right? Legacy Motor Club. Legacy Motor Club is a growing type of, apparently a growing team. Jimmy Johnson wants to grow Legacy Motor Club. He wants Legacy Motor Club to get a third charter, and potentially we could feel Corey Heim in it. You know, that's what I kind of think that he would go. But I'm not gonna lie, Legacy Motor Club is actually looking a lot better than what they was to start off this year. I think Legacy Motor Club was awful this year, like to start off, but they've improved a lot, and I love that for that team. They was terrible last season. Like last season just wasn't it. Not to me personally. I wasn't really a big fan of that, of how they were doing last year. It just didn't look right. Everything was just going wrong, and maybe even the year before, and people were kind of criticizing Jimmy Johnson for that because he's leading the team, you know. But, or for the most part, you know, I don't know how much of State Richard Petty or Spencer Gallagher still has with that team, but apparently Jimmy Johnson's the main guy over there. So, yeah, he's going to get a lot of flack for if the team is running bad. He's going to get flack for that. So, I honestly want that, I want that team to do much better. And if Corey Heim is going to be on that team for next year, we are game for that. We are absolutely, we're en route for that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Another team that he possibly could go to is he races for Sam Hunt in the Xfinity Series from time to time. I definitely feel like that Sam Hunt Racing could definitely be a great fit for him. Is it the best team? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I feel like that Sam Hunt Racing will be a great way to get him outside of the Truck Series. It's about time we actually do something else with his career besides go to Tricon in the Truck Series, because he doesn't need to stay in the Truck Series. I'm gonna be honest with you. He doesn't need to be a Truck Series lifer. That's not his career. Absolutely not. One more team that I can mention within the Toyota pipeline would absolutely be 2311. I think 2311 would be a great fit for him, actually. I think that would be a better fit for him than Legacy Motor Club or Sam Hunt Racing. If not for Joe Gibbs Racing, I think 2311 would be a great opportunity for him. Absolutely, because, bro, let me be real with you. Riley Herbst, look, he might need a separate video, but Riley Herbst, bro, he should have just stayed in Xfinity. I'm going to be honest with you. He was finally pulling races together. You know what I'm saying? He was finally doing that. You know what I'm saying? It took him a while, much more longer than other drivers, but he was finally putting races together. He won 2 races last year and had other great finishes in other races last year. I had a good amount of top 10s for his career, but man, like, he should have just stayed in Xfinity. I'm gonna be honest with you. He really should have just stayed in Xfinity. There's no way in hell you can convince me that he should have went to Cup. Absolutely not, because I don't think so. Like, that was his first 2-win season. I'll give him that. You know, he was, you know, and those wins did come pretty nicely. You know what I'm saying? They came with like almost last lap passes, right? Between Justin Allgaier and Eric Almirola and Cole Custer. I feel like that Riley Herbst was starting to really grow in the Xfinity Series. He honestly should have stayed with Haas, if you ask me. Should have just stayed with Haas. But Danny Hamlin was like, nah, let me bring him up to Cup and return him back to the Toyota racing development system. And he is in Cup. And, bro, I be forgetting he's even in Cup half the time. I be forgetting he's in that 2311 seat. Bro, when we mention 2311, we immediately think of Bubba and Tyler Reddick, right? I don't be hearing no mention of Riley Herbst like that unless something happens on track. Like, bro, what was the one standout thing he did? He had a great save at the Daytona 500 this year. Great save. I remember that. That was an excellent save. He finished 17th. I remember he finished 17th like 3-4 races in a row, maybe. He also pulled a dangerous U-turn at Mexico. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Riley Herbst, bro, he was not ready for the Cup Series, and I don't think that he ever was. He probably should have just stayed in the Xfinity Series. Because I remember when he won his first race at Las Vegas, like 2 years ago, bro, I felt so happy for him. I felt so happy for him because that was a win earned. He earned that win. But yeah, Riley Herbst has been terrible this year, honestly. And Corey Heim would easily be, and I mean easily, be an upgrade. Because what the hell is Riley Herbst doing? What is he doing? I guarantee you the Corey Heim, maybe not win a race in his first season with 2311, but I definitely feel like that he would definitely be more consistent and playoff worthy. That's the end of the video. So I named these 3 teams. I've also heard rumors that he could potentially go to Chevy. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. I don't think Toyota's going to let him walk. Like, I just don't see that happening. But it could happen. You know, it most definitely could happen. We didn't think Daniel Suarez would leave Toyota, right? But he went to SHR, right? We didn't think William Byron would leave Toyota, right? When he was driving for KBM, but he went to General Motorsports and then Hendrick. So yeah, anything is possible in this business. Let's be clear on that. But I think that's the end of the video. So yeah, I don't think he'll go to Chevy. If he does go to Chevy, bro, oof, I could see him going to Spire in the Xfinity Series because I heard Spire wants to go Xfinity racing. But I think that's the end of the video. So yeah.